what would be the other sources of problems there? I think if we're talking specifically about the length from the 12th fret to the saddle. And if I can't lower, if I can't lengthen the string to make that pitch lower, then number one, if it's a floating bridge and it's not zeroed, if it's not zeroed, that might be a contributing factor. So you might, adjust the strings, tighten the strings on the back of the guitar to seat those correctly, to seat the bridge at a zero correctly, then adjust the action up and down. Don't adjust the action up and down while your strings are under pressure, because that will ruin your post. You'll have to replace the post because you'll never find it zero again. But then if you have your strings are too tight, then they go, we want to have that bridge zeroed. So check to see if your bridge is parallel with the surface of your guitar. And if it is, it's probably likely a Luthery issue, Yeah. 1 and 2 fingers, 2 and, let's do fingers 2 and 4. So 1 E and 2. U, 1, 2, and stretching from 9 to 12, I'm on position number, positions 7 to 10, 6 to 9, 6 just walking through that fingerstyle stuff and getting those fingers going. I had my triple O ready to go this morning, but the action is too high on it this morning. Well, I have a triple O here from Martin, and I've got to just kind of go through a couple of things there. But I think when you're shipping an acoustic guitar, I think that the truss rod isn't always sort of dialed in. You don't ship it under tension. It could be the neck on your guitar, corporal plague needs adjustment, you know what I mean? It needs to be straightened a little bit, or just the action and your string gauge is probably another thing to really consider. So there are a lot of things to do before you start, drilling, taking the posts out, filling the post holes and drilling new holes and resetting that whole thing. That's a whole problem that you don't really want. I think you can work around it previous to finding yourself in a catastrophic situation. You know what I mean? That's what I think. 1 E and 2, T E and 4. Lady Gaga was confused by Ed Sheeran. Waiter over the glass of wine. Okay, Ed, drink a glass. That is fun. Show business, we all know how to make those splashes. You don't always have to be liked or not liked. We can create those dialogues and discussions. So let's do fingers 1 and 4 on 7 and 12, shall we? Yeah, you shall. 1 2 Z and a you know what to do Z. Oh, 1 is and a 2 Z and a I'm wearing this shirt and recording. Very cool. Just working the old morning version of the old morning warm-up. So it's not like, if you show up here, if you're here, it's not something that you would just, maybe you sit around and watch something like this, but it's more, to me, it's like it's a situation where you find yourself sort of like, you find yourself with a guitar in your hand, you find yourself playing along, or you find yourself, wanting to do something that's more active than it is passive, just to sit around and absorb it. So hopefully, if you're here with us, you're able to, have your guitar in hand and practice along with them. So let's go ahead and start with another stretch. We have this really cool stretch here, and it's a straight elbow, and it's going like this, pulling these fingers back, and those fingers are designed to be stretched once they've been worked. So we're going to take care of that right now. And let's see, we have this nice inverted version variation for 60. Typically what I'll do is I'll do this for 16 clicks. That will give us, hey, I see somebody's doing something over here. I see a bunch of stuff going on. Yeah. Oh, hey, these double tapping stuff. This is good. Getting some action on the other stream over here. So, very cool. So if you guys are over on TikTok, I know some of you don't do TikTok, and I'm still not really sure what I'm really doing over here. It just seems like it's I don't know. It seems a little different to me over there. But I do see a lot of I do see the hearts stacking up. K and T cards. Thank you for being here. I'm hoping that you're playing some guitar with us. Certainly appreciate the love. Smashing that love button really does work wonders. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, the wizard of is. That's good. Love it. Love it. Christ is King. Amen, brother. Yep, amen, brother. I'm on the same page. Stevie Ray Vaughan, that's a great question, Anthony. Stevie Ray Vaughan used to just destroy that zero position thing. Just used to wreck it. In his sweat-filled, sweat-induced, improvisation. It's just beautiful work. Beautiful work. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. And what are we doing right here? Where are we at? Let's take a look at trying to think about where we're at. Here we are. Fingers 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. This feels like a gift that we're doing the Corporelli stretch. Style. That's very cool. Very nice. So, very nice. I have a chair. Let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. So, 1, da 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 da. Here we go. All right, so I'm not sure who's talking to me. Is that for me, Raul?
Yeah.
Please try to tilt your guitar a little bit towards your body. A game changer for me. I have a guitar with 6 strings. Can you guys not? Yeah, I think that I'm just pushing the limitations of my finger picking work right now. So that's what's going on. My fingernails aren't really where they need to be. If I was doing Segovia, I would be on my other lap too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like the nails are good. Finger's good, you know, if I'm playing like, so typically what I would do is if I was actually going to play fingerstyle and not slough my way through a warm-up, I would do this. And it would cause me to move my stool a little bit. So I'd put the guitar would be this far away from my groin, and then it's between a 5 and a 15-degree angle, and I prefer the deeper angle. And then I would sit up straight like this, and I would put the guitar neck up so that the guitar bout is sitting almost at a 45-degree angle. And then I would use this perch right here. This is really how fingerstyle should work for me, right? So the fingers need to feel like they're reaching for the string, and that's not really at all what's happening when I'm all, goofed up like a dancing clown. So I think it is important, Raul, to actually address the posture if you're really doing, seriously approaching fingerstyle. You can definitely benefit from, actually holding the guitar correctly for, addressing the string set correctly. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. See what happens. If it's any better. 1, 2, 3, Now I'm in a position to really sort of dialing in my right hand, my picking hand. So, and you can't really see what I'm doing. So how do we fix that? So we can do this. Sort of bastardization of what it's supposed to be, but this is what I'm doing with my fret hand. That's roughly what it's going to look like for me. But this is also sort of you know, my middle finger. So here's my index finger, which is in really good shape. So I'm able to get, you know, reliable and reliable tone here. But then when I use my middle finger, it's like, you know, you can see that it's not, you know, it's partially broken and it's kind of the shape. It's still recovering from being sliced with, you know, having a big chunk of it taken off with the mandolin, the old jalapeno slicer. But so yeah, Jill, good morning. Have a wonderful day. Have a super day today, Jill. And have a wonderful day. Go crush some work. So it is a little bit like, if I use my middle finger, you can see, and then my this finger's nails kind of like non-existent again. The pinky finger is getting there. So, you know, trying to, you know, doing finger style exercises for me, where I'm a fingernail player, doesn't really, you know, doesn't make a whole lot of sense at the moment. So this is why I abandon, you know, finger style, because I rely on my fingernails to generate good quality, consistent tone. You can hear what happens between, you know, between that finger that does the work and this finger that's just trying to hang on, and it just kind of sucking wind. You know what I mean? You can hear the difference in tone here. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me, you know. Yeah, you see how it's just like, and then you get a pick on it. You get all of that consistent tone where I'm not really getting it with my, so it's a product of the fingernails being out of shape for me, right? So I don't use fingertips very much, but I appreciate what it is, what the fingertips can do, but I'm looking for more like a pick-like tone for myself. positive attack on the string set. And sometimes it works. Let's go ahead and try the fingers 1, 2, 3, 4 today. We'll try the fingers 1, 2, and then we'll stretch between fingers 2 and 3. So let's try that. So fingers 1 and 2, and then I'll press 9 and 10, and then finger 3 will jump on up to fret number 12, and then fret number, what is that, 4th, 13, the 4th finger. So Led Zeppelin would feel pretty good this morning, wouldn't it? Yeah, Led Zeppelin's a great option. Always a great option in my mind. Sometimes during the day I'm thinking about you guys, wondering what you're all up to. Good. All right. So I think that's time for another stretch. And really, I think I'm going to work on just getting some arpeggiations kind of locked in. Just some of those things that are little, the extended arpeggios. So we'll start with a systematic approach. And then what we'll do is we'll use one shape, starting with C, in the key of C, and we're just going to build that up. We're using 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, sharp 11, and 13. That's what we'll do. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then these will be arpeggios that we can put to use and make these arpeggios our own. And we can plug them in diatonically, chromatically, and surgically into our playing. So those will eventually be absorbed into our practice cycles. I just want to run through some of those today, one time. Just one time. I just want to get through these one time. So hopefully you guys are all the interesting notes, right? Minus the root note, right? So we're starting with C major 7. So C major 7, regardless of whether you want to play. I'm going to use the C major 7 with the root note, and then the 7 and the 3, or the root note and the 7, or the 7 and the 3, so it's root 3 and 7. Have a good day, Mark. And then it's going to be root 7 and 3. Depending on how you choose to voice it. Okay? But we're starting, I'm going to start down here, heavy picking fret. You are absolutely most welcome, Mark. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you. Alright, so I'm starting with 1, 3, 5. And I'm going to remember this shape, 1, 3, 5. that shape is super important to me because now I can use it to inform the trajectory of the remainder of this. So I have a decision to make here. If I wanted to expedite this and I want to play it the same way every time so I don't have to, you know, I could do this, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then 9, and then sharp 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, sharp 11, and then 6 and 13 on the top. Or I could use 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So we can use this also. We can use this 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. We could use the 1 and 3 here. That way we have that big sweep all the way back down to the root note. So these are all decisions, you know, decisions that you'll end up having to make. But for myself this morning, I'm going above the root note and playing, instead of playing the 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, or 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, I'm going to use just 1, 3. We're playing all of the notes available in the major scale, or the C13 with the sharp 11, right? So we're not, I'm just using this 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. I'm picking each one of those up and down. I'm not using that 7 and 1. How should I practice pentatonic scales? I would practice pentatonic scales, you know, the way that the good Lord intended, and use them just the way, just up and down. I would practice them up and down. And there's plenty of work to just practice it one way. Slowly and breathing intentionally. Also trying to use that to play melodies like nursery rhymes is a good place to be. So right now I'm just borrowing from the root 3/7 major 7 sequence, adding extensions over the top through the form of arpeggios. And then, so that's the 1. The 1 in Ionian mode would actually contain a 4. So it sounds a little weird, so I like to start this exercise in Lydian mode because it gives you that little lift, that brightness, that so here's the second degree. So 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, and 13. for, if we're in Lydian mode, right? And I know you probably caught it, but if I'm in Lydian mode, the next chord up isn't going to be Dorian, right? So if I'm playing C Lydian, the next chord is going to be, it's going to be D dominant, right? So the two chord is dominant in Lydian. So 1, 3, 5, flat, 7, 9, and then we have 11, which is the 5 of C Lydian, right? And then the 13. So the whole while I'll have the tonic as so D, then back to C. And then what I'll do is I'll work on building efficiencies into all of that programming, right? So that those efficiencies equate to tone improvements in speed, right? So this is intended to be broken down into smaller pieces. Also, it could be, kind of broken down over the course of several positions or approaches. So instead of 1, 3, 5 on position number 2, we can use 1, 3, 5 on position number 3. It gets the fourth finger a little more proactive in fretting the note on its tip, and then bending to get to transfer that line from one string to the next in the single note fashion. So it's worth doing this in both positions, right? Separate triad stacked on the top of a previous triad. So start with C major triad, and then E minor triad, and then G major triad, and then B minor triad, and then D major triad, and then we So what I'd like to do is I'd like to just practice each one of those triads, even though it's part of the larger whole of the C13 sharp with the sharp 11 in it. I'd like to just practice getting that finger of getting the fingerings together from each arpeggio so that I know where I need to go from from position to position, or arpeggio to arpeggio, if you know what I mean. Tropic of Neptune, what's going on? Hey Dookie, what's going on? Yeah, we stretch. Oh yeah, we stretch. We absolutely stretch before. So if you're just tuning in, I wanted to let you know you're more than welcome to join us. We're here every weekday morning, for better or worse, all at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's for the entire year of 2025. It's a free warm-up. It's a morning ritual for guitar growth. And the only thing I'm doing here is working on just morning practice. The theory here is that if I practice in the morning, I'm a guitar player for the rest of the day, right? It's the Martin DX2E. Maybe that's the guitar. So here's a case in point of how important it is to have all of your fingernails, sort of in shape, at the same length, expected lengths, because you can hear what I'm doing is I'm missing notes all over the place. And not that I'm making an excuse, because I miss the notes anyway. I love to miss notes. I've missed notes from the best of them. But the middle fingernail is just rounded over. It doesn't have that point on it like you can see this one does. You can see it's a completely different situation. So, I'm relying on my memory. My muscle memory is telling me that my fingers need to play a certain way in order to get the tone, in order to execute the note. But now my index finger and middle fingers are definitely in different shape. This is what all my fingernails should look like. And so you can see that even though I'm working through simple exercises like this, it's a little bit more challenging to make all of the notes happen the way that they should be happening. So I need more work on the upper part of this voicing. And then part of that is learning to work with my fourth finger on my fret hand. And letting it roll from the point here, from playing it on the point to playing it on the rolled over, sort of like the smeared part of the finger. And then having that laid down finger get out of the way so the next higher string can ring over the top of it. So if you're here, you can see what it sounds like when you have all of the tonal structures in place. So if I have my fingernails sort of like ready to go, I would feel a little more confident in my tonal generation and that's kind of where we are at this morning. And so in order for me to be a fingerstyle player, I really have to focus on, if I'm doing dishes at night, helping the lady of the house, which I do, I need to wear gloves, so that I don't soak my fingernails, because as soon as you soak your fingernails, then they become worthless, right? So, but if you go through the problem to shape the fingernail, it's really a benefit to the fingerstyle community. And you'll notice some benefits from it too. Of Neptune, anywhere you can pick up these scales and instructions. So this is a great place here in the morning. So this is a free thing to do. So we'll backtrack a little bit from where we were, from the extended arpeggios. These are just drills that we want to do to become competent in extended harmonic experience. Okay, but if we're starting with scales, I might start with the C major pentatonic or A minor pentatonic, which is it's 1/4 on fret 5. Each finger covers a new string, or new fret, and finger 1 on fret 5. Finger 4, this is open for you to stick around because this could be fun. So fingers 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. 1, 4, 1, 4. And then here's the safe note, the A. And here's another A here. So we'll think about fret 7 on the D string as being a safe note. And then we have the finger 1 on fret 5 on the low E string. So come back tomorrow, Tropic of Thunder, Tropic of Neptune. Come back tomorrow and we'll continue to work on this stuff together. But for now, we have concluded, as you can see by the bottom of the live chat, that we are concluding our time together. We are our timekeeper and precious live chat moderator, one of the two fine humans here. Kevin Haas has announced that we've reached the bottom of the hour. So we'll see you again tomorrow if you choose to attend. We'll be here again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time this time, or 7:30, and we'll see you for more morning ritual from Targrove. So thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Happy picking, right? I'm just going to shut down this other stream over here, and I wanted to get you going in a good positive direction. So if you're thinking about doing some of this other arpeggiation work, it's worth it's worth doing my own work, and I like to go and observe how others approach things and what works for them. But if I do my own, I found if I do my own research and development and just trust that I can accomplish all things, I like to write those things down. So here's what I do. I write those notes down in a book that I have available on Amazon, so you could find it on Amazon. It's got it's got a really nice introduction, and it's helpful for me because I can just jot down ideas, and it's big enough for me to just kind of take notes and bang around it. And if I wanted to splash some watercolor on it, I could do that too. But it's a fun thing to do, and I certainly appreciate you being here. So thanks, Robbie, for being here. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Robbie, Bernie, Justin, Raul, and one, two, the best. I think I'm missing something. Ted Green is not a master, just love guitar. Theodore Green. Yeah. Gene Joseph, good morning. Hey, what's up? We'll see you tomorrow morning. I just thank you for being here with me. And today was a different kind of morning, as you might have been able to tell. But we'll see you again tomorrow. And we'll have some fresh stuff to talk about. And until we meet again, wish you happy picking. Okay.
Beats. Dude, Corey, hit me up, dude. Go on fucking Facebook at YDNA. I'll build you your own amplifier to your soul, bro. Like to it. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna play a little bit of this and then I'll turn it off.